What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Bunt Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Raya, and you need to follow me right now on all socials, Instagram, TikTok. Subscribe to the YouTube channel because we are in it and we're consistent this year. We are not giving up. So make sure y'all just stay locked in. Everything will be linked in the description. But before we get into that, I need to introduce my guest in today's topic. How many versions of yourself exist and which one is actually you? Some people aren't fake, they're just afraid to be real in the wrong rooms. What if the life you actually want is sitting behind the version of you that you perform every day? Today's conversation is about identity, perception, and the different versions of ourselves we show the world. And I've got a guest who from the outside looks like he's locked in, entrepreneur, creative, and faith-driven. But today, we're going beyond the surface. I want to understand who he is when the camera and the pressure is off. Los, welcome to the show.
What's going on? What's going on?
What up, Los? I'm happy that you're here. And can you let them know where they can follow you and subscribe to your channel first and foremost?
Okay. It's your boy Los. You can follow me on Instagram at I am Los M. I am Los M on all platforms. That's my Instagram, my TikTok, all that. Feel me?
That's what's up. And make sure you guys show him some support and some love. You know, I love a fellow YouTuber. If y'all know, I used to be a YouTuber back in the day, so I love supporting content creators because I know how hard it get out here, okay? It's hard out here. But before we get into everything, for the people who are just getting introduced to you, like, who is Los in your own words?
I would say, in my own words, just a college student who's a content creator who just does what he does. I'm an athlete in some shape or form. Some people might see me as an athlete. Some people might see me as a content creator. Some people might just see me as a guy who just goes to the gym or just a college student.
I mean, I would look at you as like a fashion guy too.
Yeah,
because I be seeing your little pictures on IG now. Like I be seeing
too crazy.
You putting that shit on, you know?
I have my moments, but I try not to gas it because it's just like, I think it's just a way for me to express myself. And to let people know that I'm here for it. Mm-hmm. I want to express myself in a shape or form where I can also show other people that you can do this too. Not because you're only in college that you can't really portray yourself in a certain matter.
Yeah, some people be trying to be like too uppity or like too, what's that word, like classy, like they want to like fit the role, like fit the part, like basically what we talking about today.
Exactly.
You feel me? So I like that you're authentically yourself. That's dope.
Of course, always. Okay.
So you describe yourself as an entrepreneur, content creator, so someone who stands on faith. What does that actually look like in your day-to-day life? Like, how does your day-to-day look?
As of recently, I'm gonna keep it a bean. I've been going through a lot, so it's been hard. I got some family issues going on right now, but it's all good. It's not stopping me from putting the content out and just getting my face out there and just really connecting with people, especially how I met. You know?
Yeah, we met at the Plug and Play Mixer in Waterbury, so that was a dope experience. I got to meet a lot of cool people, like genuine people, so that was a dope experience. Yeah.
I didn't really get to connect myself with a lot of people at the event because it was a new setting for me, so I didn't want to feel like I was doing too much. And I didn't want to like bombard myself. It was very crowded, so I was just I just try to keep it cute, keep it calm. So I think the only reason I had went up to you was because I had seen your post from Treasy.
Wow.
Prior to that, I was just like, you know what? Let me connect myself with somebody I'd probably be interested in, and here we are now.
That is dope. See, that's why you can't be afraid to talk to people, because people probably look at me like, oh, because I do have a resting bitch face, y'all, and it's not even like I'm not a bitch for real, but I promise it just be there. So sometimes people be scared to like approach me, but I'm so happy that you did because like you have great energy, and like I said, I like supporting other content creators.
Likewise.
Yeah, this was a dope experience, and I'm so happy that we did that. Don't be afraid to say hi to people. Say hi, say hello.
Always. Don't never be afraid to say hi to me.
For real.
We're all just creators, just trying to do our own thing, push our face out there, and just do better for the community.
You don't know how many opportunities you might walk by just like being too nervous or too scared.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So where are you from, and how did your environment shape who you are today?
Ooh, that second question is gonna be a hefty one. But, so I'm from New York, originally Manhattan, Harlem. Oh. Feel me? Not too crazy. Okay. I got some family in the Bronx, and then I stayed in Manhattan for roughly, I think it would be like 15 or 16 years. And then we moved to Queens, College Point. We was there for about a year. I had my, what's it called? I think this was right after COVID. I had finished my junior year, and then we moved to Connecticut. And I've been here for like the past 3 years or so. And I finished my last year of high school at Kennedy High School in Waterbury. And then now I'm at Central.
You know what I noticed? A lot of people that's from New York, they moved to Waterbury. I don't know why.
I've
know
been
a lot
told
of
that
people
several times. I don't. But
You
I
don't know a lot of people?
I know a few people that have moved from New York to Waterbury,
Yeah.
but not really much. For real,
Yeah,
for real.
that's great because I've known like 4 or 5 people already that have done. I'm like, is Waterbury where you go? Like, is that where you go when you leave
I
from
mean,
New
I've
York?
heard people really go to like Bridgeport.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard that too. I just haven't met them, but I've heard that. Yeah.
Right. So how that really impacted me was just like I realized that the whole change of scenery several times, it really just put me in a state of just like, I guess, survival mode. And not really like staying complacent of where I'm at. I think my mom instilled that into me, like not being complacent of like what you're doing or how you're doing it, regardless of how much you're making or how much you're producing, because it really impacts who you are. So I would say just keep it pushing, just keep moving.
Keep growing.
Always. Yeah.
Wow, that's great advice. Your mom got some good advice because that's real. Like some people, like they get complacent and they get really like just happy where they are in life, and it's okay to be what's the word, like, you know, like blessed. Like of course you have to appreciate your blessings, you know, and stuff like that, and everything you have in the moment. But at the same time, you have to always strive and try to thrive and do better. So I feel like that's great advice. Like definitely take that. What's something about you that people wouldn't immediately just know from going on your page?
That's actually a good question.
Trying to get to know you.
Some people won't know that I have I wouldn't say different streams of income, but I do have different businesses that I'm trying to slowly work on.
Ooh.
On the side, I'm a jeweler, and another business that I'm in right now that I'm building with my mom. She was trying to get me into this for like the past 2 years or so, but I was never really into it because I just really didn't know what it was. After that convention at ATL, changed my whole mind and rewired me to think differently. So what I do now is I'm a financial wealth educator, and I teach people about financial literacy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. See, we need more of that because I just had Red on here, and he does something similar, like when he teaches people about like, you know, investing and getting into retail. So I feel like that's so important, especially in our community, because we don't have a lot of people that look like us that's willing to give us the information.
Exactly.
So I feel like it's so important for the younger generation to have people like that look like them and look like you dress fly, you know what I'm saying? You don't look like the classic, you know, business like, guy, you know what I'm saying?
Blue collar on, extra stuff. Nah.
So you're more accessible to them, and they probably will feel more comfortable talking to you or even like opening up to you about their financial struggles, you know what I'm saying? Because I know me, I be like nervous to come to people because people do judge you and like they place judgment on you and they expect you to know things that you don't know, you know what I'm saying? So it's good that you do. Yeah, it does suck, but I'm proud of you for doing that. That's such a dope field to be in. What inspired you to start your journey instead of taking a more traditional path, like a 9 to 5? You know.
Basically, I'm gonna just put it out there. There's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5.
Nope.
But as of right now, it's funny you bring that up. I currently just quit my job.
Hey. Not me. Not me happy that he quit.
Yo, but I've had several different jobs. The last one I had it just wasn't the greatest. I'm not gonna put them on blast. I was just a dishwasher, and honestly, it wasn't what I expected.
Yeah.
It was a new position. I've never been in that field before. But I have restaurant experience, so I know more or less of how the fast-paced environment is.
Yeah. Just wasn't for you?
Yeah, it just wasn't for me. So what I'm doing as of right now, I'm just staying with my family, trying to make sure my mom and my sister is okay, making sure I'm just checking up on them as much as possible. And then just staying locked in with like all my businesses and the content creation and just networking, all that good stuff. I got a few videos coming out very soon that I'm working on. Editing is definitely coming in the process. Please be patient with me because it's a lot going on. I'm trying to tell you.
It really be like that. See, people that's not content creators, they don't know how hard it is. It looks really easy. It looks, this is cool. It's so hard, y'all.
Yo, but honestly, but you also have to just take things with a grain of salt. And don't be so hard on yourself.
I wish somebody told me that.
Yo. I've been so hard on myself. Even like I feel like when I do like my best work or whatever I consider my best work, I feel like there's still more to be done. I just have to do this so I can get that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But I feel like that all just comes with time. Like, and at first it's gonna seem like, oh, I'm not where I need to be, or I'm not doing this right, or whatever. But there's no right way to start, and I feel like that's something I had to tell myself when I started this podcast. Because if you look back to season 1, it didn't look like this. Okay, it didn't look like this. It wasn't this, like, clean cut. I didn't know really where it was going, or like how I wanted it to look or anything. But I just had to start, because if I would have never started, I wouldn't have a vision of how I wanted it to go. You know what I'm saying? But now I can look back and say, okay, I need to change this, or I don't want to do it this way. So sometimes you have to start editing one way to realize, I don't like the way this comes out. I want to edit this way, or I want to start a new way of editing. You know what I'm saying? Because I be seeing people do that too, like come out with new, forms of like editing and just different like aesthetics, so you never know. And you're a fashion guy, so you might end up, I low-key think you should take that fashion thing serious. I ain't gonna lie, I low-key think you maybe should be like do some more fashion content. I'm thrifting vlogs or something like that. Like I can see you doing stuff like that.
I haven't really gotten into the thrifting scene. I really been wanting to. I just haven't really had the chance to.
Yeah.
Where I get my clothes from, I'm not gonna drop none for real.
Yeah, you gatekeeping. He gatekeeping on Blood Talk, y'all. That's crazy.
So basically, I'm gonna keep it being like, I'm blessed. So what I really say is that my parents do help me out a lot when it comes to clothes and stuff. But I do get a few of my own things. Sometimes I go on Depop or Grailed. Just go thrifting in person. It never hurts. I'm not gonna lie. You never know what you really could find. I've had some great finds.
Yeah.
You could go to Savers, Goodwill.
Yes.
What's that other one? I forgot what it's called. But they have like a lot of good thrifting stores in New York for sure.
Yeah, I heard that. That's why I'm gonna go to New York this week. I'm going to New York Thursday, so I'm gonna try to stop at some places and like find some clothes, things, because I know New York got the fashion for real. New York got the real fashion.
The only thing I would say is if you do end up going to like any like of the popular ones,
yeah,
you need some
pricey.
cheap. Yeah, they're a little pricey. That's the only reason. It's just like
good thing it's payday.
50-50. Yeah, no, that's right.
So what would you say drives you? Like, what keeps you going even when things get tough?
I feel like a lot of things spiral into my mind when things get hard. It's just like I think about my mom. I think about my sister. I think about how much I've already done to make it to where I'm already at. And that may sound cliche, but it's like if you used to really know the story, if you used to really know the heart, the grit that I've been through, and you really understand. And I don't expect anybody to ever understand what I'm going through, because we all got our own battles. But honestly, it's been a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm just glad I'm still here. I'm blessed to be here, blessed to be where I'm at right now. And just putting that word out to people, that letting them know that they could also do it. If I could do it, you could do it.
Yeah.
Anybody could do it. It just really depends on how bad you want it.
Yeah, I say that all the time. Like sometimes you don't realize how far you've come until you look back at where you came from. And I feel like sometimes we're too scared to look back because it is painful. Like the things you go through, like, life is hard. People go through really hard trials and tribulations, but you sometimes do have to look back so you can be grateful for where you are, because you'll probably think there's times I'm looking like, Mariah, why I feel like you in the same place, and then I look back and I'm like, wait, hell no you ain't. Like, nah, last year you was this way, or 3 years ago you was this way. So it's like sometimes you really do have to like give yourself a recheck, because the mind will play tricks on you for real. Like and mental health is real. So you have to just remind yourself of how far you came, the work you've done to get here, and just give yourself some grace, like you said earlier. Like give yourself some grace. It's hard out here.
You gotta breathe.
Woo, sigh, for real, because I gotta tell myself that sometimes, because I get so caught up in my head about where I want to be and why I'm not there yet, but I have to just realize like you're still moving forward, like you have yet to go backwards.
Exactly.
So that's when you should start worrying, when you're going backwards. But as long as you keep getting up every day and putting your all into what you do, you're gonna get there,
Eventually.
Just on your own timeline,
For
on
sure.
God's timeline, you know what I'm saying? So that's real, like, swear. All right. Speaking of that, I see you mentioned fear God in your Instagram. So how does your faith play a role in your decisions and your lifestyle?
What I've been doing as of recently, I have done a lot of self-reflection, a lot of character development with the people around me, what I do, how I carry myself. So I've learned to, as of recently, not become as performative as most people portray themselves to be. And that ties back into that question that you had asked initially.
Yeah.
Of like putting up that front.
Yeah.
Of, oh, I'm gonna be this person in front of the camera, or I'm gonna be that person, or behind the scenes, I'm not this person for real, for real. Nah, it's just like just be you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just be you, for real, for real. It don't hurt. Like, honestly, people may not like it, but why care if people like it? It's you.
And it's easier to be yourself. Like, it's too hard to keep up a facade all day. You know what I'm saying? So you got to really just realize that being you, first of all, is going to get you far because there's no one else like you.
Exactly.
So if there's no one else like you, there's no competition. And that's what people got to understand. There's no competition. Everybody's on their own lane. Everybody's on their own path. And nobody can stop what God has in store for you. So if you keep reminding yourself of that, there's no way to, there's no way to be wrong when being authentic.
Of course not.
Yeah. But I feel like sometimes, like, with society, we gonna get there, but it gets like that, okay? And I definitely see why people.
That's a whole different subject.
You feel me? I feel like sometimes it gets like that, but just remind yourself that God has the plan already written for you, so it's on His time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you may think that He's not thinking about you, but He is. He right there with you the whole way. There's times where I thought there's no way God is with me, but look at where I am now.
Yeah.
So
I've had a lot of scary cold nights.
No.
Where it's just like you really like my back against the wall. I don't know what to do, but you always find a way. Always, there's always that small minuscule chance that you don't think it's gonna work out.
Yes.
But you have to take that extra step to really figure it out if it is or not.
Yep.
And I feel like the fear behind that is like, it's very high at the time.
Yeah.
It's very high, but you gotta just trust in Him.
Yep.
He will prevail
Yes,
every time.
For sure. Faith is key.
Amen.
Do you feel like you're currently walking in your purpose, or do you think you're still figuring it out?
I feel like I'm still figuring it out. I think like I have a long way to go. I'm still
You're
growing.
still very young. Yeah, you're not.
I'm still growing.
Yeah.
Not that I don't feel like, I feel like most people around my age bracket, it's so like weird because like I'm stuck in between like still growing up, but also still having like, I would say child tendencies or like tendencies of like what I used to do as a, like when I first got to college. I don't do the same things I used to do when I first got to college. I'm definitely a lot more calm now. I be chilling.
Yeah.
I don't be doing too much.
You was out there.
I was
You was turned.
I was turned.
Is college really how they say it is? Is it like really like party all day?
I mean, you can make it that. Honestly, if you really want it to be that, you can make it that, but you gotta stay dedicated to everything you're doing. Because at the time, I was a content creator, I was a cameraman, I was a full-time student, and I was working a job.
Wow.
I was doing all that and working. I was in classes during the week, at work during the week, outside every weekend. Like, bro, every Friday, like we was outside almost every weekend at Gotham. I'm not gonna lie to you. Gotham was.
Listen, work hard, play hard. You feel me?
You know that.
And I feel like sometimes you need that little. When you're a hard worker, and like I can tell you're very ambitious. So I know that feeling of like, you got to go have fun because you're gonna end up losing your mind. Like I'm too much into this work stuff. Like so and mental health is key. Like I said.
That's the part where you give yourself grace because it's like, okay, you doing X, Y, and Z. You doing what you got to do. Do what you got to do so you can do what you want to do.
Yes.
Basically, how I portray that into what I do now is that if I'm working or whatever I'm doing each week, I give myself grace and I go chill with my friends. That's how I spend my time.
With that.
That's how I really spend my time. Is either I'm going to the gym, probably like on stream. I'm gonna be streaming a lot more upcoming on Twitch each week. Y'all can stay tuned to that.
For sure.
But besides that, I'm probably just doing inner work within myself, reflecting on a lot of things, making sure my mom is good and stuff like that. And then on the weekends, I'll probably just relax, take a reset. It don't ever hurt to reset because as a content creator, we're doing a lot. So don't feel like you can't give yourself at least a day to relax.
Yeah. And like you said, as a content creator, like you come across a lot of like other people, different energies, stuff like that. So you do have to always check in with yourself and make sure you're good because sometimes like I said, we get all workaholic and we just don't take a break. We don't stop. And it's like, oh, I got to get this out. But it's like, you have to take care of that mental because it will pour over into what you're doing, So if you don't take care of it. So that's real.
That's a fact.
Let's get into these questions, this topic questions, okay? Ooh. So what does living a double life really mean? Code switching personalities depending on the environment. Family, friends, social media, relationships, Privacy is choosing what to share. A double life is feeling like you can't. So basically, why do we do this? Is it fear of rejection, abandonment, desire for acceptance, childhood conditioning, social media pressure, trauma? I think it's all of it. I think it's just all of it in one. Like the societal pressures of the world does tend to make people feel like they have to perform or they have to put on a happy face all the time, even when things aren't good. You know, people don't. And that's another reason why I started this podcast, because it's real, raw, and vulnerable. I want to talk about things in a way where people feel comfortable to connect and to be like, yeah, I went through that too. And you know what? Dang, she's brave enough to say that. She's brave enough to express that about herself, that like maybe I can do that, you know? Because I feel like that's why mental health is such a big thing in today's age, because we don't feel comfortable saying when things are not good.
That's a fact.
You know, people love posting when they got that new car. They didn't post when they were walking and taking the bus for 3 years. You know, so I like to be so authentic with my audience that they know, like, you're not the only one going through it. Just because I'm sitting here doesn't mean I'm just perfect and I'm just living the good life. Because I feel like that's what a lot of content creators do. So, like, what do you think is the main, like, reason why we do this? Like,
I feel like, okay, I'm gonna speak on my behalf.
Yeah.
And then we'll speak on everybody else more or less. I feel like for me, I really don't know. I'm gonna have to really sit on that one. Because, like, I feel like you just, obviously, there's just certain times where there's a time, I feel like more or less there's a time and place for everything. You won't really sit there and talk to your friends the way you would talk to your mother. You won't sit there and talk the way you talk to your mother, the way you talk to people on social media.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a natural thing to code switch.
Yeah.
But your time and place for everything. You don't gotta do too much, but also, like, be yourself. You can still be yourself. It's just more or less of, like, time and place.
Yeah.
Time and place, I think, plays the biggest role.
Yeah.
But I feel like as of recently, I've low-key been stepping out of my shell. I've been becoming comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that's something I'm still working on today. It's hard, but we pulling through for sure. Because as much as you want to be yourself, but not express too much, it's just like now you're just holding yourself back. Then what are you really doing it for? Are you doing it for yourself, or are you doing it for other people?
For the validation.
Exactly.
Yeah. And sometimes I have to check myself. Like, sometimes when, like, am I posting this because I'm really trying to connect with somebody, or am I posting this because I want to see if they'll validate my feelings, or if they're going to validate my experience? You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you just have to ask yourself these questions, like, so that you can decipher if it's the right time or place. Because sometimes, it's okay to be vulnerable and open up, and you know, like, if you actually are feeling something and you want to share it with somebody because maybe you want to help somebody, that's powerful and that's great. But you don't want to do it out of a place of yearning for acceptance, yearning for that validity, because you're not always going to get that from social media. You might get the opposite. And then if you get the opposite, that can really play an even deeper role in your mental health. So I do agree. Time and place is definitely a big thing. A big thing.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. I feel like you learn how to survive, but that version of you might not be who you're meant to become. So it's like, I feel like we put on these versions of ourselves because that's what's helping us get through life. But we have to realize that, like, you're gonna go through things in life, and at the end of the day, you really can't control that. So you trying to, like, mask, like, all the hard parts is not gonna make them go away, you know? So I feel like that's something people have to remind themselves too. Like, you don't want to survive, you want to thrive. And I say that all the time. Like, I was living that life for a long time. I don't want to survive, I want to thrive. This life is meant for you to thrive and
enjoy it.
Exactly.
Rejoice.
Oh, for sure. Okay, so where am I shrinking myself and who am I performing for? That's something I like to ask myself personally. So, like, for you, where do you think that you might be shrinking yourself or not being your full authentic self sometimes? Is there any environment that you have to go in where you feel like you can't really be yourself?
I would say in the workspace.
I agree.
I feel like that's the only time that you really have to, like, put up that shield of, like, yes, you can be yourself, but not really. You gotta hold a certain standard because
Need your job.
I'm trying to say, these jobs gonna look at you some kind of way if you don't present yourself a kind of way.
Yeah.
And that's the part that low-key sucks, but it's also a good thing, because obviously if you're trying to hire somebody, you're not gonna just hire a bum.
Yeah.
But like, you gonna hire somebody that's gonna do the job, get there on time,
Yeah.
clock in and clock out.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. But anywhere else, I wouldn't say nah.
Yeah.
Or just a job.
Yeah. I feel the same way. Like but I feel like when it comes to jobs, like, especially when you look like us, you do be feeling like you have to shrink yourself because if you're not allowed to have human days, you're not allowed to have, when you black, you're not allowed to have human days. You're not allowed to just, you know, your brother could die, your dad could die, God forbid, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like something like that could happen and they still expect you to just like not have any breakdowns, not have any,
like,
you know, like they're
like,
not
we're
really,
human, bro. Like,
that we're human. And I feel like, you know, other, you know, groups of people might not have to do that as much. And I see it every day where like they're allowed to, you know, have a blow up and they're allowed to, you know, do certain things and they'll get looked at like, oh, she's just having a bad day. But if I did it, it's like, Mariah is so angry. I don't know what is wrong with her. She needs to leave whatever she's going through at home.
Nah,
like,
you're funny.
like, okay, I've been chill this whole year and I've crashed out for 30 seconds and you just looking at me like I'm so evil. Like, no. So I definitely agree with that. I feel like work is one of the main places where I feel like I have to shrink myself. And like, I used to feel like that a lot more in society because like I don't know if you guys see my post today, but a lot of times, like I've always been a very outgoing, outspoken person. I've always stood on like how I feel and the morals and values. And I feel like a lot of people are intimidated by that. So like growing up, the people really made me feel bad for having an opinion and being able to stand on my opinion. Like people make me feel like, yeah, like they made me feel like I was like either doing too much or like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, you're not doing enough. Like now I'm like, you're not doing enough, boo. You know, but before I used to be like, damn, like, am I too much for people?
Yeah.
Like, am I, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that when you're young, it's easy to like let people get in your head. But I feel like now that I'm a grown ass woman and like, I know what I bring to the table and I know the value of who I am and my purpose, I feel like, damn, this is the gift that God gave me. Like a lot of people are not able to like stand alone in a room where everybody's against the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
a lot of people are not able to do that. They'll fold. So I feel like me having that resilience from a young age, I used to think it was a weakness, but it's really my strength. So that's the realest thing I could say about that. Like shrinking yourself, it's never a good thing. Like always be authentically you because there's a place for you and you're going to find it based on being who you are. If you're faking it, you're going to be in the wrong room. You're always going to end up in the wrong room, you know? So that's real.
It'd be that energy, man.
Yeah, the energy for sure. And I'm big on reading energy too. So like that's another thing. I stopped letting people tell me what I know. At the end of the day, I know what I don't like. I know the energy I don't like. So if I don't like your energy, I don't like your energy. And that's cool. It don't make you a bad person.
Right.
But you gotta get the fuck away from me. And that's just what
they
it
gotta
is.
respect it.
You have to. Boundaries. Do you think you're living one life or multiple versions of yourself at this time?
Just like circling back to the whole thing with me, like leaving the childish tendencies. Like there's still some parts of me that like
You're working on.
I'm working on in terms of like healing my childhood.
That's real.
This is like a double-edged thing because of what you were just saying
Yep.
in terms of shrinking yourself.
Yep.
As a kid, I wasn't really heard much.
Yeah.
And I realized that when I got older, I'm like, damn. And that was some inner healing I had to do within myself.
Yeah.
So what I've been doing is going back to like old like shows that I never got to finish. Like right now, well, I'm currently watching a show called Ipo. It's a boxing show. I currently also I forgot, I'm also a boxer.
Ooh, you gotta teach me a little one too, feel me?
I got you. But yeah, so I'm currently watching that boxing show, and it's just like the main character Ipo, he's going through the same things I'm probably going through in terms of I just started boxing like less than a few months ago. So the whole thing of like just pushing yourself to become the best version of yourself and learning how to cut out all the bad habits and start slowly building the new better ones. So once those cancel out, your barbecue chicken from there, I ain't gonna lie to you. It just really comes down to discipline and consistency.
Yeah.
Because nothing beats that. And discipline and consistency will outweigh motivation every single day.
For sure.
And sometimes we have our hard days. I've been having a lot of hard days. And it's been hard for me to show up for myself. But knowing that you can realize the fact that you're not doing well is the strongest thing. Because you know you want to build off of that and just become better.
Yeah. Being honest with yourself is big because Like, how are you gonna grow if you don't know what the problem is? How are you gonna grow if you think you're just perfect? You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's perfect, and that's something I had to do like really bad. Like, I was at a place where like you said, when I was young, I didn't feel like heard really much. So like as soon as I got to an age, like it became kind of like an arrogance thing where I felt like, nope, I'm just right, and that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I kind of like, it was a trauma response for me, like to get defensive and to not want to hear another perspective, or you know what I'm saying? Because it was just like nobody ever wanted to hear my perspective. So this is how I feel, and this is what it is for my life. And if you don't like it, you can get the fuck on. You know? And that's just not healthy, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you can learn from other people, and just because you listen to somebody's perspective doesn't mean they're right. It just means, you know, you can take parts of other people's story, and you can see it in yourself, and you know, it's okay to do that. And I just had to learn that. I had to learn that you're gonna learn from other people, you're gonna learn from other spaces, even if it's not actually what you want to do or whatever. Like, you can still learn from other people, and that's something you have to just tell yourself. Be honest with yourself about where you're lacking emotionally, financially, mentally, and just be open. You know, be open. That's how you grow.
Right.
So I definitely agree. Have you ever outgrown a version of yourself but kept performing it anyway?
I don't think so. I mean,
like, for instance, like sometimes, like I told you, I done outgrew my arrogance, but sometimes I be playing into it with certain people because it benefits me in that situation. Okay. Like, some people, they need you. Like, some people, they need that part of you to come out. You know what I'm saying? Like, some environments, they call for you to, like, okay, I've been growing. I ain't, you know, but I feel like now they're taking advantage of the part that I've grown. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now, like, I feel like sometimes when people know how you used to be and they see that you're growing into something better, they try to use that as a reason to, okay. Yeah. So I feel like sometimes you do have to, like, reach back in your arsenal. Like, I could still be a bitch to a bitch, okay? I've grown. I'm not a bitch all the time. Right. But I could be a bitch to a bitch. And that's why I be trying to show people, like, I'm so nice now and, like, you know, open, and, like, I want to hear other people's perspectives. I want to, like, connect with you. I wasn't always like that. So I feel like some instances it'd be like, no, I don't want to hear, like, because like you said, energy is big. So sometimes you just know who to give it to, you know?
Just not tolerating BS.
Yeah. Like, so is there anything like that you've, like, been, like something you've probably grown from? It's like, I had to pull that out of my arsenal sometimes.
I think it's just not tolerating certain things anymore.
Like setting boundaries.
Yeah, that's really what it is. I think it's protecting my time and peace. I think that's probably the biggest thing as of right now, protecting my time and peace. And it, like, some people may say that may sound cliche, but I'm growing a lot, so it's like I just don't have time for the BS. I don't.
And I feel like that's not cliche at all, because I feel like people want you to, like, think about them before you think about yourself, but nobody else does that. Like, nobody wakes up and thinks, did Mariah eat today before they eat? Nobody gets up and thinks, did Mariah make sure she get paid? Did she pay her rent before they make sure their rent is paid? Exactly. So let's not act like we all don't make sure we're good before we can make sure the next person's good. Exactly. So I hate when people try to make you feel bad for, like, setting boundaries or, like, putting your mental health first, because at the end of the day, how am I going to show up for anybody if I'm not showing up for myself? Exactly. And that's something I had to tell myself too, because I was a people pleaser, and I'm not going to keep being a people pleaser, because when I was my most miserable self. Because why? I'm pouring into everybody else, trying to make sure you feel loved, seen, protected, all these things, but I don't feel that way. Right. I don't feel like I'm doing that for myself, you know? So that's real. Nobody can say that's cliche at all. That's crucial to growth and self-preservation. Yeah. I think we kind of talked about this. Like, have you ever felt like you had tone yourself down? You said just work, right? Like, work really was the only time you feel like you had to, like, shrink yourself or, like, tone it down? Like, but do you feel like in your content era, like, have you ever been, like, do you do collabs or anything like that?
I do.
You do? Like, have you ever, like, because I know I've been through this, like, where I felt like maybe, like, you could tell people's energy. So, like, I'm a very outgoing, like, you know, sometimes loud person. And I feel like some people can't handle that, or they don't like that. And instead of saying that, they start, like, shifting their energy. Yeah. Like, have you ever felt like, damn, like, oh, like, should I not have said that? Or should I not have did that? Or, like, you know?
I feel like I've had that situation with, like, people I used to be cool with.
Same.
And I've had some people that I've worked with before, and I feel like what I did wasn't really appreciated enough. So I was just like,
You weren't valued in the situation.
yeah, it's just like,
Damn.
yeah, like I don't know.
That's a bad feeling to have too. Yeah.
And why you did that? And it's like, and you try to make it seem, or like nothing was. I didn't really ever say anything because like, I don't think it was that deep to me in some shape or form, but it really wasn't that deep to bring up.
Yeah.
Because it was. I felt like something that if you were truly genuine, you would have said something about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I didn't feel like the need to bring it up.
Yeah.
It was this guy.
It was more like just move out their way type shit. Yeah.
This guy I used to be cool with. I'm not gonna name drop because that's fake OD.
It's alright. It's alright.
But he's a I feel like overall he's a great creator. He's done a lot and he's very well versed. He's a jack of all trades. But at the time when he was upcoming, and he was like he needed spaces for videos and stuff like that, I provided that for him. But don't nobody know that. Only that conversation was only between me and him. Mind you, we had like at least a few, like 20 people in that spot.
Wow.
I got that set up. I could have been kicked off a campus to do something like that. I mean, maybe it's a possibility. I don't know what the legal.
But you didn't really have.
I didn't really have a good knowledge of what could have happened. Because
so you took the chance.
I took the chance. I'm the one liable for that because I'm the one that let people inside.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. But obviously, nothing happened. That was the grace of God.
Right.
And things all worked out smoothly. But what if they didn't?
And you just felt not appreciated in that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was because of that. And whenever like things wanted to, like maybe I wanted to plan something, or like they'd hit me up. I'd be like, "Yo, just hit me."
Yeah.
No, never hit me. It's like.
Yeah.
And then you working with other people. It's just like.
Yeah, that shit is sad. Like I tell people all the time, treat people how they treat you. Like, and I feel like when somebody goes out their way to support you, like that's big. Like people don't do that anymore. People do not look out for people when it does not benefit them. People do not look out for people when nobody. Yeah, it is. And people do not look out for you when like there's no like when they're not on the forefront. Like when they can't tell everybody that they helped you. So the fact that you did that on the back end, it's like damn, like. You know, like at least make me feel appreciated, you know, because I'm not looking for the external validation. No, like I just want you to know that I fuck with you that hard. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I feel like that's what people be missing. Like it's not the fact that I want the credit for it. It's the fact that I just want to feel seen, you know, like, and I feel like sometimes people don't be feeling seen or appreciated, like you said. And that's just, it sucks. It really sucks. Like I'm telling you, being a content creator is not easy, y'all. It's not easy.
You come across so many different obstacles that you would never expect. Especially when it comes to dealing with people and dealing with people's energy. Yeah. It's like trying to decipher if this person is like really genuine. Yeah. Or like if this person is really like for you in a way where you could possibly work with this person. Could this person be an asset to the team or an asset to your life in some shape or form? Because not everybody, obviously, you could possibly work well with somebody and they not always be around, but you still built that strong connection with them. I have a great example. My boy Ty. I actually just shot an advertisement with him. Ooh. I think it was like 2-3 days ago, and I had worked with him 2 years ago for a shoot for something. I don't think it ever got published or anything. But that's at the time where he didn't even have a camera. He's using his phone. Wow. Boy was using his phone. Like if I was to show y'all like his page, you would never thought the amount of hard work and determination he uses to put into his videos are being shot on a phone. Now he's using a camera. He has all the extra stuff and stuff like that. But I just told him, I was like, yo, if you ever want to shoot more stuff, just let me know. I'm always down to shoot. Literally. Wow. So he hit me up. I think this was Sunday. Literally happened same day. He was like, yo, you trying to shoot for advertisement at 4? I was like, let's do it. Why not? Do it. So I literally shot straight from Waterbury to New Britain. I literally figured out an outfit and then shot to Hartford.
Wow. See, and that's why you have to just like, have faith, like you said, because just because you don't see somebody for a while don't mean they, like they didn't value it, they didn't appreciate your time. Sometimes it's the timing and it's the right time for y'all to come back together. So it's like, but that's the difference between feeling like used and like just we gonna see each other again. You know what I'm saying? Because some people don't know how to just value, those instances of like, I'm gonna see you,
time.
like I'm gonna see you here and there. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that because everybody got their own journey that they going on. But that's dope. Like, I fuck with people like that. I fuck with people that's like, I remember you. Like, I'm always remember you because the energy's always good. It's always supportive energy. It's never no malicious competition or anything like that. Like those type of people you got to keep around you. Especially in this space. Yeah.
It's not a lot of people like us out there, man. It's so hard to find. So like when it comes to like finding like genuine people, it's so hard. I don't even try to, but it's like whenever I feel like I can seize the opportunity, I'll do it. Yeah. And that's what I did.
Yeah. And I feel like when it comes to like finding genuine people, you always think they're genuine until it's too late. You know what I'm saying? Till you've already given them access. Till you've already, you know what I'm saying? And it's to be like, fuck, discernment. Guys, give me more discernment, please. Because like, what is going on? Like, it'd be crazy. Like, and it'd be the people that you really never expected. Like, it's always the ones you don't expect.
Yo, it'd be like that.
But then the ones that you be thinking is like not gonna be genuine, you meet them and you're like, oh my God, like this is the purest energy I've felt in a while. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you really just have to put yourself out there. You never really can tell until you try, like you said. Do you think people in your life truly know you?
No.
Damn.
Like,
I feel you on that though. I've definitely been there.
I feel like there's just certain parts of me that even my friends don't know about. But I feel like over time, I mean, if they do possibly ask me about it, I would open up. Yeah. I would open up about it, but I don't think it's something that I would just like randomly bring up or anything like that.
Damn, so nobody just be like, Los, how you doing? Los, you good?
I mean, so people be asking me if I'm like how I'm doing. I'm not gonna lie. I usually always say like I'm doing well. That doesn't mean like I'm lying, but I feel
like people don't take time to like ask like deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause like sometimes I know when my best friend, I know when she's going through something. She could be like, I'm good, and I'm be like, bitch, what's wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like do you have anybody like that in your circle where like they know like, okay, something's up with Los. You know what I'm saying?
Like if we're ever having a conversation, I mean, I don't know because I feel like I'm so well with not showing.
Like you're good at managing your emotions.
Yeah, like with me not being performative, I don't really show like what I'm going through or when I'm going through it because I've been through so much. I don't feel like there's anything that I can't tackle, and you just gotta get through it. And what I realized, even with the hardest things just take time.
Yeah, that's true.
Things just take time to just let things go by. And sooner or later, that feeling will go away. Yeah.
But I will give you one piece of advice.
What's that?
Everyone needs somebody. And that's what I would say, like, from one strong person to another, because I was definitely in that space before where I felt like, you've been through so much, you can get through it on your own. You know what I'm saying? Which is true. You can get through it on your own. Yeah. But sometimes we overlook the support systems we do have. And sometimes like if someone gives you the opportunity to like open up to them and like show you how genuine they are in your life, that's the only way you're going to know who's really a part of your circle. You know what I'm saying? You're never going to find your true circle if you're afraid to be vulnerable and open up. Yeah. So that's the only advice I would give you. But I will say, yes, some things you do need to just go through on your own because you do not want to get codependent on seeking help or seeking, someone to balance your emotions. But I will say, like, a part of your self-reflection could be like, talking about what you're feeling in those moments, because sometimes it's healthy to really just express how you're feeling. We are human and we do have feelings. Like I used to think I was just mad about everything, but no, you're not just mad about everything. You're deflecting. You're sad. You're hurt. You feel abused. You feel unseen. You feel like you've been thrown to the wayside. You feel, you know what I'm saying? So it's like having that vocabulary and being able to admit to myself that I feel these things and like even finding my best friend who is my person who I feel like I can go to about those things and I'm not going to be judged. I'm not going to be looked at a certain way and she still is going to uplift me and help me get out of that. I feel like everybody just needs somebody, Oh, yeah. So I feel like if I would have knew that earlier, I probably would have not been so defensive and angry for so long because like I really just held myself back from feeling, you know?
That's understandable.
Yeah.
I have a few people. I have people that I can like always go to if I ever like
Yeah.
do want to talk. So
Yeah.
it's not like I don't.
Yeah. But you need to utilize them sometimes.
No, I do. I have my moments where like I'll hit up. Shout out to my homegirl Genesis from New York.
Shout out to you, Genesis.
I could call her whenever.
Aw.
If I ever really need to talk to somebody,
You
I
can
can
call
just
her.
call her whenever, and she'll pick up. If not, she's probably sleeping. She probably.
I
sleep.
feel you, Genesis.
But yeah, I have people in my close
That's
circle.
good.
If I'm being completely honest, whenever like I feel like I'm struggling or I'm going through something or I need I need a answer to a question, I ain't gonna lie, I'd be asking ChatGPT.
I thought you were about to say your mom.
I'd
But
be-
yes.
ChatGPT be answering like all my questions for real.
Yeah. I feel like they help me a lot with like business stuff. Like I feel like because sometimes that be the main thing that be weighing down my mind. Like it'd be like I don't really know how to go about this, or I don't know like even for the plug and play. Like that was my first time doing in person interviews. Like
Yeah.
I had never done that before. So like
Oh,
it was so like in person like that. Like I've never done like quick short form interviews like that. So
Right.
it was something new to me, and I was very nervous. But like I just told myself like, you're not going to get better if you don't try it. You're not going to get better if you don't, if you tell yourself you can't do it, you're not going to do it.
Right.
So just tell yourself you can do it and figure out a plan. So ChatGPT definitely helped me out with that.
I think she did a pretty good job, honestly,
Oh, thank
compared
you.
to most people. Because I feel like most people starting up when it comes to interviews, people just don't know what to say, or
Yeah.
people don't have certain questions, and you have a lot of great questions that you've been asking. So,
Thank you.
especially when it comes down to that, being her authentic self has definitely helped her out a lot.
Yeah.
Honestly, especially with the different artists that you were interviewing. I feel like that was pretty cool.
For sure. Because a lot of them like hit me up and they want to come on the pod and like stuff like that. And like just the genuine energy. Like I felt it like interviewing them. Like none of them, it didn't feel scripted. Like at first, like the first time I was real nervous. Like I was choking up on my words and shit. But then like after the first one, I was like, damn, like I just need to relax. Like I just need to breathe. Like it can be edited. It can be, like, you know what I'm saying? Like stop being so in your head about
Right.
it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like just enjoy the conversation. And that's really like how it got better. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but it definitely started flowing better the more like, as you go through the interviews. But thank you so much for that. I really
sure.
appreciate that a lot. What advice would you give to someone who feels stuck being someone that they're not?
I have to sit on that one. I'd say find your purpose. Find what you really want to do and how you want to do it. And if you don't have the guidance to figure out how you want to do it, I'd say talk to someone
Yeah.
that can also brainstorm ideas with you to possibly help you out, or find like a mentor. I personally don't have a mentor or anything. I've always wanted a mentor. I just don't know like what I would use the mentor for exactly. I feel like at times I just need somebody to hold myself accountable to certain things. I feel like that's like the only thing. But besides that, yeah, finding your purpose is probably like the biggest thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's easier said than done. It is easier said than done, but it is worth it.
Yeah.
With time, it definitely is worth it, because then you realize, oh, I don't gotta do this, I don't gotta do that. All I gotta do is X, Y, and Z, and rinse and repeat, and that's it.
Yeah.
Once you find the systems
Ooh.
to life and just how your life operates, life becomes a lot easier. And what I've learned through a book that I was reading a little while back was it was called Atomic Habits. If you just compound interest on your habits, it just becomes a rinse and repeat process. And what I mean by compound interest on your habits is just like start off with something small, the smallest thing, and you keep doing that, and then you add on to that, then it just becomes natural. And then some people might call it flow state, but it's not really just flow state. It's just more or less of like you really understanding what you got going on, and you know how to tackle it.
Yeah. The big word you used was systems. Like that's real. Like you have to create a system for your life and how you want it to go. Like if you want to get to this place, you have to figure out a way to get there, and then just continuously do that over and over again. Like you said, consistency and discipline. So
Right.
yeah, I definitely agree. Systems is important in your life. Like you have to have some type of, schedule, some type of, stability. You can't just be waking up randomly like, oh, I'm gonna do content today. Like, no, you have a schedule, have it, because it'll be easier to stick to that if you know what days you're shooting, you know what days you have to rest, you know what days, like take time for your days off, take time for your days to shoot, and, be intentional,
Gotta have that foundation, man.
For sure, for sure. Are you proud of the person that you are in private? When no one's watching, who's Los, and are you proud of him?
Yeah, actually.
That's great.
I feel like Carlos and Los has been doing a lot of inner work. So with time, things have been getting better. I've been staying to myself a lot, which has helped me out with my development of understanding who I am and what I am as a person, and what I'm doing and what I'm doing it for and why. So, yeah, I feel like I am.
That's good. That's good. Because I feel like a lot of people, they probably put on that persona, but I know at where you go home at night, you don't like who you is, and you got to work on that, Yeah. Like you got to, whoever you are in private, you got to make sure you feel comfortable being that person in public, because that tells you a lot about your morals and values. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as your morals and values are at the core, you should be good, So that's really good. If anybody in the world had an opinion, who would you be tomorrow? I mean, if nobody in the world had an opinion, who would you be tomorrow? Like, if you didn't have to worry about any judgment, anybody commenting on your YouTube video saying, I don't like this, I don't like that, or this was trash, or this, or you ain't have to worry about likes or anything like that, who do you think Los would be? Or who would you want Los to be? I be thinking about this all the time. I'd be like, if I didn't have to, because I feel like sometimes it's easy to say we're not performing, but I feel like if Instagram didn't exist, if, you know what I'm saying, if likes didn't exist, if the algorithm didn't exist, like, who would I really want to be? And I'd be thinking about that all the time, because I'm like, I want to be that now.
That's like a hard question, because it's like social media is such a big thing. I'd say like a gamer.
Ooh. What's wrong with that?
Nah, I don't see nothing wrong with that, but I just feel like...
And you stream, so you can low-key do that,
Yeah, it's like, I would just say like a gamer, because truly that's really what I really am at heart. That's really what I be doing, like when I'm bored.
What games you play?
I be on Apex, Brawlhalla, Call of Duty.
Okay.
And Rocket League. I'm down to play other games and stuff like that. I be on Fortnite like with my friends.
I was just about to say, you play Fortnite?
Sometimes I do. I'm always down to hop on other games too.
Yeah.
I'm always open to learning new games.
Yeah.
But yeah, I say gamer, because that's really like where my heart was when I was a kid growing up. And it's like, it was a double-edged sword growing up. I used to not really go outside, mainly because where I stayed at, there was like, it was dangerous, but not really. It wasn't as dangerous, I feel like, as my mom portrayed it to be.
But she made you feel like kind of scared to go out there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, no, I wasn't scared to go outside.
But
it was just more or less of like my mom. Well, my parents were always working.
Yeah.
So after school, I would just come home and watch my sister, and that'd be like a rinse and repeat kind of thing. So never really had the time to really go out that much.
So it kind of shift to gaming.
Yeah. So my boy would always ask me to go out, go hoop. I'm like, damn, I can't. I gotta ask my mom.
Yeah.
And then, mind you, I wasn't even going that far. We was going, and she know where I'm going. She know who I'm going with. It's my boy Miguel, who I grew up. Shout out to Miguel. I just gamed a lot, and the only part that was kind of annoying was that I had stayed with my grandma at some point in time, and Hispanic grandmas are not the greatest when it comes to like the whole thing of like, oh, you're not doing nothing, get off your ass. Bro, all I was taught to do was play the game and go to school.
It's not my fault.
It's not my fault. And it's just like, oh, why you don't go outside? I'm like
when I tried to go outside, I couldn't go outside. So now y'all want me to go outside?
Exactly. It's like,
I ain't gonna lie, that's Hispanic households for you. You can't do no fucking right in Hispanic households. I ain't even gonna lie. You lazy if you don't want to go outside. You want to go outside, you fast. Like, girl, I just want to go be in the sun, lay in the grass a little bit, you know?
My friends, man, all I want to do, mind you, I had barely had any friends when I was in New York.
Yeah.
So, like, all I really used to do was hang out with Miguel.
Yeah, that was like your only real friend. Yeah.
Yeah, like, we used to go get food or, go downtown,
Yeah.
take pictures, stuff like that. Like that's all we used to do. We didn't do much. I wasn't like on top
Wasn't
of that.
outside like that.
Yeah, and on top of that, I wasn't a bad kid.
Right.
Like, growing up, like I had my moments when I was younger, but
Yeah.
like growing up, I wasn't really a bad kid. The only time I really gave my mom a hard time was school. But I never really liked school. But I made it work. But yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm the same way. Like I was such a good kid, and my mom at the time she didn't think that,
Mm-hmm.
but then as I got older, she was like, "You really was the good kid." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I was trying to tell you, you know, like I was trying to let you know. Like I loved school. Like I know you didn't like it, but I loved school. Like I was the type that I'm up on the bus, but before my mom even wake up. Like she like, oh shoot, Mariah went to school. I'm like, yeah, I went to school. You know what I'm saying? So like it's funny how parents be, especially Hispanic parents.
Yeah.
This was really good conversation. I really appreciated this. I feel like this topic was so good for us. Like it flowed really well, and
Yeah.
I feel like you had such a good perspective to bring to it. So I want to thank you again for coming.
Oh, for sure.
Living a double life might protect you from judgment, but it also blocks you from freedom. At some point, you have to decide, are you here to be accepted or are you here to be real? Because that is the only way you're going to get through life, if you are authentically you. Because like I said, you're always going to end up in the wrong room when you're not being who you are. So just remember that. Before we wrap, I do like to do a little segment called Watched and Read. I know you spoke about a book you read before, but I like if you are reading or watching anything right now that you want to share with the guests, you can share that.
Well, yeah, I was reading Atomic Habits not too long ago.
Oh, okay.
I want to get back into it. I just been busy.
Yeah.
And anything I'm really watching right now?
Yeah. Anything interesting? I need something new to watch for real.
What you into though?
I'm into like, honestly, I like drama.
Okay.
Because I don't have a lot of drama in my real life no more.
Oh.
So I like kind of like live vicariously through people, you know, like, okay, this is funny, you know, because I would never go through that. but you know, so I kind of like watch stuff like that. Like I'm watching Love is Blind right now. That shit crazy. I ain't gonna lie, that shit crazy. I ain't doing that shit. That's crazy. But it's just funny to watch, you know? Or like, I like anything true crime. Like I love documentaries, anything like that. Like anything educational.
Okay.
I love stuff like that. Self-help books is like the best. I love reading self-help books. Anything to help, you know, grow and self-reflect. Like I feel like that's great for me. I love stuff like that. Yeah. So if you have anything like that, put me on.
You ever watch Snowfall?
I heard of that, but I've never watched it. Everybody says it's so good. Okay, now I gotta watch it. Everybody says it's so good.
Yo.
I heard it's gonna make me cry at the end.
Oh yeah.
I'm a crybaby too.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's heartbreaking. I'm not gonna lie to you. And it's like I'll give you the gist of it. It's more or less it's like Power.
Oh, okay.
I remember you was talking about Power in the last episode.
See, Los be tuning in. I fuck with Los. Los be tuning in. Okay.
So yeah, I was just like, honestly, Snowfall is a great show. I haven't got to watch Power yet because I feel like as I was growing up, my parents were watching it. So I was just like, I don't know if I want to watch that for real. I really didn't know what it was.
He said this is for the old people or something.
Yeah, I
like
was
they
like-
watching it too. Like
So I'm about to get into Power very soon. I finished watching Snowfall. Snowfall's a great show.
okay, I'm watching it then.
Yeah.
Because I need something to watch, and I heard it's really good. You're not the first person, so okay. And then last thing is the self-reflection of the week. So like, is there anything that you've grown from this week that like maybe like something from your old self that has like came out and you didn't mean to? Like you like me, like I said, I used to be very angry. I used to let people control like my emotions and how I react to certain things without thinking through or like thinking of, like you said, time and place and stuff like that. Like sometimes people be pulling that out of me. Is there anything that you've grown from that maybe has like surfaced from you, and like how did you handle that?
Ooh, that's actually a good one.
Yeah.
As of recently, in terms of the whole thing with like wasting my time with people, I feel like there's the one thing that I stopped doing was like seeking for the validation of why did me and that person cut ties or that person ghosted me, of like looking for validation.
Like closure.
I stopped doing that because I had realized I was only hurting myself more, and it just wasn't doing me any good. So I just realized you just gotta learn how to just let people go, regardless of how things ended, and you gotta make sure you hold yourself to a certain standard and make sure you have that boundary with yourself and that person.
Yep. Not everybody's gonna understand you, and you're not gonna understand everybody, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's real. Well, thank y'all again for tuning in. Let them know where they can follow you again so that they can make sure and subscribe to his channel.
Okay. So it's I am Los M, IAMLOSM. That's on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, anywhere. That's all platforms for real. And yeah, it was a pleasure being here. And I had a great time, honestly.
Yeah, we gotta have you back because this was a great conversation. But thank y'all again for tuning in. Make sure y'all subscribe and support his channel, and make sure you guys check out his Instagram, like them pictures because he's definitely fly. You feel me? He gonna help me out with different things.
Man.
You feel me? Y'all like my fit?
She need to put that shit on. I ain't gonna lie to you. She
You know?
put that shit on.
Yeah, y'all gotta follow me too. Make sure y'all follow Raya's Purpose. You know what I'm saying? And get me on TikTok. Make sure y'all follow the Blunt Talk TikTok because I need y'all to move over there. I know we got a lot of support on Instagram, but we need y'all to, you know, come help us build that algorithm up on TikTok. So thank y'all again for tuning in, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.
Hey.